Hello and welcome to a new series of mine. This series is basically where I talk about headcanon, reviews, fan theories, and just basically talk. Sorry if I sound a bit tired. It says I had a pain of a nightmare doing my will attempt to record it. For some reason, Audacity won't record at all, unless I mess with the microphone setting as it's recording. Otherwise, everything's just mute. That got me so irritated. Anyways, now that it's finally recording, I can start my first video in this series, which is, well, this. Me talking about Equestria Girls. And I know it has already aired by the time it gets uploaded. But much like myself, a lot of fans are unable to see it in theaters, so they have to wait till it either airs on the hub, or someone posts it online. So I figured why not do this video now. Anyways, this video is gonna contain spoilers, and if you've seen the movie, good for you. But if you have seen the movie and you're gonna post something about it in the comments, don't spoil too much, okay? I don't wanna be spoiled a whole lot. But I'm only gonna do the stuff that I already know about, so try not to spoil too much of it, okay? Anyways, without further ado, let's start with the concept. To start with, there are many different concepts that the first Mario Pony Custom Match movie to be based upon, like Teen Somewhat making a return. I'm sure a lot of fans would like to see Somewhat return, and what better way to see him return than in the movie? Because in the movie, you can actually have him have Tails to development and have more dialogue. In the movie, he can actually be the Tails that most fans want him to be. Or you can have Twilight dealing with Princess Hood and Fluttering for those having no doubts and fears on the two Equestria again. Or the Doctor out. Have Twilight have doubts whether she was ready to become an Avatar. I believe Princess last year. But it's the way I see it. So then she forced Avatarhood onto Twilight. She should have gave Twilight a chance to think. But nope, she just up and helped her turn into an Avatar without knowing what she wanted. I'll get into my thoughts on that when I get to reviewing that episode later down the road. Anyways, in doing another fan, she almost gets corrupted by a new belt of dark magic. Much like how Yuna did when she turned into Nightmare Moon. That would have been a nice storyline. However, the concept Apple showed that resulted in Equestria Girls is probably the worst possible choice ever. And I'll get into why in a bit. Moving on, Haiku Blues. The Haiku form of saying has been pretty much overused in animation. How many times in media has this been done? No, really, I want you to count. Count how many times this haiku setting has been done. Too freaking much. It's been used over death, and people need to start being more original. In addition, the ponies are supported into humans in order to fit the new setting. So yeah, the characters of My Little Pony Custom Matched as humans is now canon. Oh dear. They made humans canon. Also, every single character you see in this movie are human counterparts to everyone in Equestria. And by that friends, they didn't even go with it. The ones you see are such human counterparts, basically clones. Clones of our friends. That is just stupid and lazy. I think they went with that, so I have to basically redo what she did in episode 1. Trying to make new friends in a new setting. There was also a phone thing for it. Some of the main haiku movies, which is added to the storyline in a worse manner. The prom thing. The prom thing, I'll get to later. In short, they have taken Princess Master and transferred the bullet into a storyline that possibly reflects a teenage girl's life. If any teenage girls are watching this, how do you feel about this movie? That's all I'd really like to know. If it is targeted towards you, I would like to know what you think on it. Anyways, there's also suggestions that they ripped off Monster High, a fashion storyline with haiku stories. I've never seen Monster High. I don't think I even heard of Monster High until this movie was first shown. So, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. Next, Brad Sower from signing on. This guy had been named Brad by the fandom, and speculation has been on who his best friend counterpart is. Most speculation upon a random freshman thought that Twilight appeared in a bathroom scene once. Ever since this guy was first shown, people have been trying to figure out who he is. Some have said he's signing armor. Others said he's sewing. Others say he's, well, apparently, some said he is that one character that Twilight showed a scene once. One of many background characters. But, this image right here was shown along with a couple other things shown a couple days ago. This new guard in, well, sorry, about an armor, he's one of Celestia's guards, so what is he doing there? I do not know. Anyway, he was very similar to Brad, so he probably is Brad's counterpart. I hope and hope he is not, and I'll get to that in a minute. However, on his t-shirt isn't finding too much to sign on and sewing. It means he is either a fusion of the two or a new character. If that cutie mark shows up on this random guard, then we know he's Brad, but it did, I hope not. He appears to be Twilight's love interest in the player due to the way they hug. The way they hug is Twilight points her head upward as she hugs them. And I even have one friend say that they have friends like that, but it doesn't mean a thing. But that my other friend said, and here's a video on it, in most common form of media, when a girl hugs a guy and holds her head like that, it means she has romantic feelings for him. And searching who this movie is targeted towards and the way they even went with this movie, yeah, you can see the high chances of Twilight actually falling in love. If he returns to the festival of Twilight, or has a point counterpart was to be this guy right here, he would have to be Twilight's boyfriend throughout season 4, which would break the center neutral direction of the show. So yes, if this random guard is Brad, not only would that be completely useless of a character to think to set up Brad to live Twilight, or have someone else be the love interest, but if he is Brad, and once Twilight figured that out, Twilight will want to date him. Since he basically fell in love with someone from another ward, if she finds out who his counterpart in her ward is, yeah, she will want to date that counterpart because he's the closest she could ever get to the one she loves. So yeah, there's a high chance Twilight gonna have a kind of boyfriend. Oh, I can hear the angry fan mail being typed right now. Moving on, in the dollhouse. While all the ponies between the two Crusaders and Final Flats turned into humans, Bite was turned into a purple doll. Disney with the suggestion that Hasbro whipped off Monster High with Equestria Girls, they whipped off Universe Pet Shop with Bite the dog. Why did they have to make Bite a dog? I said that word, but why did they have to make him a dog? I mean, he could have been a human or something. Why a dog of all things? Oh, the fans actually react humanoid versions of the characters. If they have Bite, they'll be mad at this. So Bite is basically a dog. That's canon. The irony of that basically is, well, let me say that through this. While I didn't have Bite at the love interest, we did have Bite as a human and Bite love interest through the movie. So that if they made Bite into a human, then he deserved as Twilight love interest. Because I see them as mother and son, so I want to support them. But still, that would be so much better than having Twilight falling off with a random, probably gonna be useless character that we may never see again. Look, I'd rather have Twilight fall in love with Rainbow Dash. And I know what you're saying, but still, I support. Well, I'm not gonna say the fan subs I actually support. But yeah, I'd rather have Twilight fall in love with Rainbow Dash counterpart than a random character they created solely for this movie. I mean, really. That's a dog. Just why? Anyways, moving on before I went too much. I am not gonna say that title. Yeah, sorry, I am just not gonna say that title. My friend wrote this, I'm not saying it, sorry. On the Toy Crucible, Sunset Summers was deployed as Celestia's other student and having the abilities battle between worlds. As TLC is the new villain, and by the Eat Toy faces, she somehow called to the president and throw Twilight's clown. However, Twilight said in one scene that magic is not working. So how precisely the Sunset battle between worlds? Magic is just be unusable for Twilight, but that opens a plot hole. This movie, from everything I know about it so far, this movie could have a lot, and I mean a lot, of plot holes. And I'm gonna be waiting far too much if I try to explain them all. So, for all the part holes, I'm gonna wait till I actually see the movie and review it, because some of them might not even, happen. So I'm gonna save you a lot of trouble and pain of listening to me. However, Sunset has two clowns, given the idea that you need one to use Massive. That would also mean that she throw those from alternate worlds too. It would be funny if these two clowns were actually alternate worlds in the Twilight Town thing. Moving on, I have no idea how to pronounce that, something with the flu. Mother McCartney has said that Sunset Summers will not appear in season 4. However, she also said previously that Twilight will not be coming out until earlier. Truman, a Tory principal of Sunset Summers, is also available. The trial between Wars says on the part is also contradictory to McCartney's statement. Until you don't know, Meredith McCartney wrote Equestria Girls. Everything that happens in this movie basically is because of Meredith McCartney. One of the writers of Fencer is Massive. By the way, it's kind of clear that she does give false answers because of a contract. She is where other people are under a contract, so if you ask her something 100% of the time, well, high chances she is gonna lie. So don't be mad at her, it's not her fault. It's that stupid contract rule. Because she can just not answer, but still, don't bother asking because you know you don't get false chances because of that stupid contract they're under anyways. That, and there's a possibility that it's not the same Sunset Sellers in the film that will appear in Equestria. And now, let me get to that part. Fasten your seatbelts. There's a possibility that the Sunset Sellers in the film is not the real one, but instead a fake. Remember in A Countdown Rating how Queen Beatrice pretends to be Princess Cadence? Look at these two images here. One shows Sunset being nice, the other one shows us mean. So something had to have happened to Sunset between these two pictures. Which means Sunset has been in this world for at least 2 years. She's been here long enough to attend 2 proms. I'll get into that later. Anyways, also, look at what happened to Sunset when she finally gets the crown. Was familiar? Looks something like what Tetris did when she's transforming, doesn't it? I'm a big fan of Tetris, so yeah, I noticed this right away. It's all because we use animation and all that, but hey, you never know. However, there is a sense that instead, Sunset Sellers should have been interrupted at that Nightmare Moon was in the middle of the moon. But that's what fan theory. A town was stolen so Zesha never wanted to do stuff so that the princess freaking should. Shisha did Sunset Summers to get it back. She follows the same path for that will, but the clown gave her too much power after being crowned the Form Queen, so she turns evil, and for every form she repeats this by doing crowns from other worlds. So, before I move on, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Why exactly does Sunset stay in this world? Actually, hold on. I think that's going to be talked about next, so go on to the next thing, shall we? Form Queen found the partners. The question is, why was Sunset re-reward when Massive was and enters one filled with high-do farmer? The Snow Sailor asked it why she was staying in the non-magical world and take on a role of a high-do bully. So yeah, that makes no sense. If there is a battle between the Princess Crowns, needed for Massive, why should they try to become Form Queen to gain them? If Sunset owned them, she could have used them to go back to her own world. For that to their attention to steal one of them or gain them by another method. It's kind of been some form of something that Twilight's clown, except under AI parts. The dude found it and knocked it up to use for the prom. I cannot begin to explain how stupid and a bad example that dude's a set for kids. Anyways, why exactly do they need to become a prom queen? I mean, to go with that, you need to be a princess to use a clown. But since they're not princesses in this world, they have to be named Prom Queen to get the title. But something about this scene right here, that hasn't happened, since Sunset, since she basically used the clown here, she either wasn't the Prom Queen, or she won the title, which means Twilight lost. I just do not get why they need to do that. And also, if Sunset wants the crown for all magical power and been here for at least 2 years, why did she decide to go back to Equestria now? If she was able to go back to Equestria before, why couldn't she? I mean, she also found a way to went back once. It made no sense with the whole no magic thing, but And also, how come none of them just flash to take the clown? It's often the bots. To know if Twilight's, too good, but Sunset is definitely not as noble as he is, so she just walked in, but nobody watching, put out the 2 hours, break the bots open, or did the team unlock it, bam, ultimate power right there. But no, she wants to be named Form Queen. If all she wanted was the power from Twilight's element of harmony clown, why didn't she have done it before? Also, one quick thing. It could have been dated by someone that the mirror works only once every 30 months. So once it is used, you cannot use it for 30 months. It was brought up when someone said something about that. It won't have an effect in season 4 till after 18 episodes. Don't by that. Considering it was stated also that Sunset got in a fight with Twilight, and during the photo, her clown fell for the mirror. Going by that, and going by the scene where we see Twilight enter the mirror with a shadow bed, that means she had to wait 30 months before giving safe to her clown. By that time, Sunset would have already gotten the crown and gained the power she wanted, because Twilight had to wait 30 months before the mirror to work again for her. And also going by this, Twilight would be stuck in this human world for 30 months, until the mirror is able to work again. Also, you did a friend, that's why her friends didn't deal with her, but Bart was there to deal with her, so... This is also another issue. Why did no one else deal with Twilight and fight? If this guy was supposed to be bled, have him deal with Twilight. Leave out his human counterpart and just have him deal with Twilight. That way the relationship would be a whole lot better. But enough of the time. The Form 3 route seems to have been tapped on very, very clumsily. I just see too many plot holes with this, and I would get into all of them if they turn out to actually be real in the movie. If they happen in the movie, I would gladly tell them apart. But anyways, let's move on to the next subject, shall we? Really, the prom? There's just too many things wrong with that. Next, this scene was broken. Have Sunset Summer as the main star instead of Twilight. Rather than use the mirror to have Twilight work the high school would, have Sunset say the day and learn lessons about friendship. Have every pony form festival have a human counterpart. Twilight seems to be the only one who doesn't have a human version appearing in the film. And Sunset too, if it turns out to be the same as that one from Equestria. Which either way you do will be kind of 2 plot holes because, I don't know. The movie starts in a Tissot Empire, making it canon. Don't have Brad toss away ruin the 4th season with a messy up story. As someone that watched a lot of solo timeline theories, it's hard for me to say this movie is not going to be canon. Elizabeth Tardy went on to say that this movie will not have an effect on anything in season 4. She said season 4, not Fantastic Magic as a whole. This movie is canon to the Fantastic Magic story, but its placement in it is unknown. Either way, it is canon. I may never did talk about it in the show, but that doesn't change the fact it's canon. Our personal reference don't have unicorn horns and pet siblings. It follows the human appearance of the characters. Yeah. The second image of Brad and the tones of our friends that were deep? The one with wings and very, very long hair? We would do that both forms for them are gonna be canon. Sometime in the movie, the characters are gonna get very long hair and Pegasus wings. I hope that was false, but either way, I like the forms we see already more. It just fits better. Next, despite all these issues, I hope this movie is worth the wait and I look forward to seeing it. Me and many others are more than happy to that Sunset Summers because she has an awesome design and I said, well, that guy. I don't know why, I just do. Especially the fans before the bad doors in the show that Chrissy and Dildo. I'm gonna say this right now. I love Dildo. I hope to see Dildo return in season 4. I know what Acne does. Yeah, you tell by my auto that I'm an Acne Does fan. Anyways, there's not really much more I can say without putting this on too much. I could go on for following an hour or two just talking about the problems I have with the whole farm thing. no matter how much this movie might be enjoyable, the whole prom show is just gonna be too much of an issue for me. Who knows? Maybe I can, get past that and look past the prom. But I just tell right now, the prom is just gonna make me irritated. I just know I'm gonna be asking questions about why don't you do this, why couldn't they do that, or something. Anyway, despite that stupid part that's just there just for the sake of having it, hopefully this movie will be okay. This movie really doesn't absorb all the hate and stuff, and I know, but really, this movie could be a good movie. It could be a terrible bad movie, but it could also be good. There's no way it's gonna be as great as the show itself. I know that now. No way in the whatever that did it's gonna match the actual show. But it could be enjoyable to watch. Who knows? I just hope that one day this show will get the movie it deserves. So yeah, I hope one day this show gets a movie that actually deserves the Friends of Its Magic title. Before I go, there's two things I want to say. Firstly, while I kinda have issues with the story of this movie, why did Hasbro use new characters? I mean, they could keep the whole Friends of Its Magic feel, the title if they wanted, but have all new characters. One of the main stupid things that they did was have Twilight meet counterparts of our friends and basically they become the new main sets. I just don't get why they did that, says why couldn't her friends though? It was kind of deformed that the elements of harmony is gonna play a major part in defeating Sunset, but that just opens up too many problems with me. Firstly, if Twilight brought the elements with her, why didn't her friends come? Because she brought the elements, she can't use them without a plan, so. Or her friends just show up at the very last minute, which will cause even more problems because her friends show up and are turned into humans themselves, which will have, you know what I'm doing with that, says, how in the world are they gonna fit the elements of harmony into this, unless they have the main set's human counterparts who are not the main sets at all, they are such Earthites, are able to use them. If the counterparts of the main sets are able to use the elements, I'm just gonna fan away because they cannot use them. They have to at least prove the elements, because they should not be able to use them without even doing something to prove themselves for us. I don't know how them is gonna play a part, but also, what did they have done with Galaxy Doors? You know Una Faults? I think I said her name right. Una Faults? Let's read the video of Friends with Massive. She left the show and left to work on her personal project with Galaxy Doors. Instead of Equestria Girls, why did Hasbro plain Galaxy Doors to wife? I mean, really. You know, some people actually want Galaxy Doors. Why not make that into Equestria Girls? I mean, really. Anyways, I guess that's about it. If I don't want any more, just don't fight it up. Turn on, so I best stop here. And that covers all of my thoughts on this film. I have definitely more to say, but I'll say that for when I actually see and review this movie. So, farewell until next time. Join me in my next video where I talk about my thoughts on...
Go on, say it.
Alright. Friendship is magic.
Well, I review and talk about the thoughts reforming episode. Farewell until next time, guys. And thank you for watching this. If you know of anyone who I can improve this and make this series better, feel free. See you all next time, I suppose, and thanks for watching. What is this? Is Philistine eating a hamburger? Oh, that better be a vegetarian type hamburger.